Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Good thing the mic wasn't on. Yeah, baby.
Holy cow.
Is this working? Hello?
Some of the things I've been saying in the last 5 minutes
Woo!
were harsh. And people know me as not
Lordy.
being a harsh guy. I'm
No,
really
you're
loving Big O.
the best.
I don't know about the best, but I'm top 5.
That graphic.
you.
That graphic, you smiling.
Dude, I like the left-handed swing there going.
Yeah, that looks fabulous.
And then the sweep. The sweep.
Get out of the way. Look at that.
Big
Woo.
Yandy and Rass.
It's Orestes Destrade, the Big O Show, with top 5 broadcaster here locally,
it
JP
is,
Peterson.
my friend.
Host according to Jason Light,
And
who's just said that on the JP
just
Peterson
on the show 20 minutes ago.
Give me a top 5 ranking.
That is going out into the cyber world. Top 5 ranking.
I tried to get him to
Name
name names
Name
of
names.
everybody out there. Who's better than me?
Well, I mean, but
I'll say
if
top
you're
5.
top 5, that means you could be number 1 of that top 5. Hey, listen to me now, forget about me later.
Love that.
Yes,
Love
sir.
that.
Yes,
How you doing,
sir.
partner?
I'm doing good, man. In this
Have
day
you come
of,
down from last night's
day
basketball
of
game?
comebacks, man. You know, I'm like LL Cool J. Don't call it a comeback. I've been around for years.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. It started in the afternoon in San Francisco, California, with the San Francisco Giants down, dare I say, 9-1 in the 8th inning. The lowly Giants, who just can't seem to get out of their own way and hit and do things. Game had to be over. 32,000, by the way, showed up at the stadium at Pac Bell
On a Wednesday afternoon.
on a Wednesday afternoon, by the way. What does that tell you? That if you build it and you have stuff around there, and you know,
They will come.
They will come.
They will come.
Anyway, they come back. They score 5 in the 8th, bottom of the 8th, 5, and walk it off with a grand slam. That was the precursor to comeback night.
Well, we almost had the first comeback of the day at the drop.
At the drop later on that afternoon.
After Big Red goes out and just destroys the Red Sox.
Yeah, buddy. I'll tell you what.
And then the bullpen was like, well, here's the booty.
Yeah.
We're giving it up.
Listen, our bullpen, other than a guy named Kelly and a guy named Baker, has been
Kelly
struggling.
was nice.
Yeah.
Kelly came in and shut the door.
Yeah, I tell you what, those two guys have been fantastic throughout the whole season. Well, obviously, Baker will be in the All-Star game. There's no hands down. I don't think, unless he gets injured. He's just had a phenomenal 18 saves. I believe second in the American League to the monster over there and with the Indians, the kid Cade. But just phenomenal job by the offense. Again, I said before on Monday, and I've told you off air, I go, listen, it's not the same rivalry that it used to be, maybe, because the Red Sox haven't been real good for the last few years, but neither have the Rays. But there's an inbred rivalry that dates back to 2008 for sure.
James Shields, Cocoa Crisp. That's all you need to say.
Number one.
Bing.
You talk about comebacks. You can go back to 2008 when in Game 5 the Red Sox were down 7-0, and then I think in the 6th or 7th, and they came back and beat the Rays. Though the Rays came back, and it's all about comebacks. I think today came back and took that series and to go to their first World Series. So of course there's a rivalry there, and I felt like this putting they were doing 3 out of only winning 3 out of 13 games. They needed some sort of like smelling sauce of waking up.
Yeah,
and I think it was. Oh, we got a rival here back home. We don't want to get embarrassed with our home rivalry. And they took advantage of that. Sometimes as a former player, I'll tell you, you got to find a different, impetus to get you going. It's not about so much the X's and O's and my hands are here and my no, you just get pissed and go, I don't want to lose to this guy.
These guys.
I don't want to lose to these guys. And these fans that, half of them are Boston fans.
Yeah, look at the Rays' record against the AL East at home this year. That would be 12-0.
Dominating.
They will not lose a divisional game at home until July.
And
when the Yankees if they lose to the Yankees, who they previously swept at the Trop.
Yes. And it's strong when you got Yankees probably at the top of that rivalry list. Boston would be number 2. The Jays have been, a rival for a while. Now they're a formidable team. And I would say the O's Though the O's have given him trouble over the years when you think about it, both home and away, especially away. But they're dominating all of them, and that's important. So great job by Raz. Last 2 games, 7 innings strong, 13 strikeouts. We mentioned in your show, I think
Mention it again.
The first 3 guys struck out 3 times. Hadn't been done, back to back like that since 1901.
1901. That's a long
and then
time.
I think you were right. I think he had 11 strikeouts of the first 4 hitters, so or 5 hitters, and so he was just dominating early in their lineup, just putting them away with what is really become. And I think more pitchers are going to take a look at this and say, wow, you could pitch with basically one pitch that's 3 pitches, and that's a fastball. That is a 4-seamer. The 4-seamer was outstanding yesterday. It had a little more getty up and a little more spin rate, so guys were swinging under it as it was coming through the zone. But then is that cutter. The cutter is just so dramatic now. He's gotten so proficient at that late break that a cutter is, because a slider will come already halfway through. You'll start seeing the spin of a slider. That cut fastball goes like this, and then the last moment, boop. And
it's where it starts, right?
Where it starts. It's where it starts. And
it
then
looks just like the 2-seamer.
Of course.
And then
it just, with a little nick, of a push with your finger. And if you master that, the greatest is Mo Rivera, but you're seeing a lot of guys now use that pitch, less obtrusive on your elbow and your shoulder, right? As opposed to a slider that you have to get more on top of and more torque. Very effective. So when you have those two, then all of a sudden this 2-seamer can become very damaging too, because what's a hitter looking for? If you're a right-handed hitter or a left-handed hitter, the left-hander is looking up in the zone, or I'm going to try to get out in front of that cutter, right? I'm trying to get out in front of that cutter. Well, all of a sudden he drops a 2-seam sinker. It's going away or it's going in, and the right-handed hitter is trying to go out over the plate to catch the fastball slider or cutter. So he's got one fastball going to 3 different places.
Yeah.
That is mastery.
That is
and
tough
he's
to handle.
become the best at doing that. You have other pitchers that are doing incredible things. Dylan Cease, obviously, with his breaking pitches. And obviously Christopher Sanchez with his slurve slider and the spotting of his fastball and his change. I can think of, Mizorowski is just
blowing people away.
Right? But this guy has become that, Greg Maddux type of a pitcher that's just doing some great things. And that sets the tone with the offense. Nice RISP. You know how big I am on the stat of RISP, 4 for 8 with running scoring position. Yandy leading the way. He's just been a beast. He's hitting, I think, 331 now, lead the American League in hitting. Just does an incredible job with different types of pitches, different types of situation, well over 400 RISP. So he's setting the tone. And then you have some of these other guys, the others.
Fortes had 4 hits yesterday.
Fortes had 4 hits. I love what Williamson is doing. I love what Valade is doing.
He's played great.
He's played great. Also defensively, where you can stick him in right, he's got a gun. Stick him in left, he knows how
about
to play.
first base?
And then you put him at first base.
Looks great at first.
Great. Well, I mean, he's
what a player.
He's firstly an infielder. He's like a third baseman.
Yeah.
But the guy is he is the Rays version of Ben Zobrist.
Yeah.
They have not had that type of
with way better salad.
With
the hair.
Oh, the hair.
Salad.
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 Wait. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You a vegetarian? I didn't know.
No, it's a salad.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Ben didn't have as good hair, but great hair.
Who does? Look at that thing.
But the thing about that Ben Zobrist player that ever since Benzo, as I called him, came about in the scene, every team, including the Rays, have always been trying to find that type of guy. So hard to find the combination of great defense, like in the corners, and also can stick it.
Yeah.
Because you might get the great defense, but not, weak hitter. Maybe you get the hitting, but really can't, maintain all the places. Maybe only one spot, second base.
Yeah.
This guy is on point.
Steal your bag.
And he'll steal your bag. So that was formidable. And of course, my guy, Cedric Mullins, last 100. Here you go. There's the face. There it is.
Cedric Mullins. Yeah,
Cedric
he's
Mullins,
great. That 180 average.
No, 245 in the last 100 at bats.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm counting all his at bats.
Yeah, don't count all of his at bats. Do not count the first 100 at bats. He's at 190.
Means nothing.
They mean nothing.
Nothing.
Nada.
Nothing.
Yes, I see nothing with those first 100 at bats. In fact, there was nothing with those first 100 at bats.
Yeah,
it was.
I dogged him yesterday with his terrible bunt attempt in the fourth.
He's had a lot
inning.
of good bunts though. That's the first bad bunt that he's had.
Then he comes as soon as I dog him, he hits a 2-run homer to win the game. Yeah.
That's the type. That's all I wanted. I wanted a 250. Really great outfield, veteran leadership. Can run because he adds to that mix of the same type player like a Valade, Williamson, fast, furious, gets on base, can drop a bunt, but can also take you deep.
Good center fielder.
Great center fielder. And, and hit 250 for me and give me a few jacks here and there. I wasn't expecting 30 homer, Cedric Mullins, but I also wasn't expecting first 100 at bat Cedric Mullins. Yeah. It was just abysmal. So if that continues, which I think it can, and he's getting comfortable again, once you get into that, I said it early, if you get to that 150 to 200 at bats, now the player that you see at those at bats is the player that you really should be. And so that should continue. And hey, by the way, defensively, our boy at third base is making some pretty darn good plays.
Yeah, Junior's coming around.
His footwork has been better. His decision making of what to do has been great. He's got a hose of an arm, so I'm really liking what I'm seeing there. So the defense is shored up. We even had a throw out at third, which was nice.
Yeah. Now I mentioned something to you and you shot me down on this, but I'm going to keep talking about. I'm doubling down on this one. So the other night when he hits a laser to right field,
that being Junior. Oh, the slide.
So he hits the laser
right
as he's been doing a little bit.
Yeah.
A count to watch. See if it's going out.
Yeah.
You don't need that anymore.
No, yeah.
Run. So he took a count to watch to see if it was going out. It didn't. So now he's got to hustle to get the double. And as he goes to hustle, it's this really awkward slide where he goes head first into this.
Body went to the side.
Yeah, kind of wet clay, which I think is an issue.
Yeah. And
his left hand just digs in.
Yeah.
And you could see the wrist jam back. And I'm like, oh. Dog. I put it on Twitter. I said, first and foremost, run out of the box.
Yeah.
Let's hustle.
Yeah.
Second, no more of the hands first sliding. Those are $500 million hands.
Yeah.
They're $500 million hands. The reason he's as good as he is those hands.
No
the
doubt.
Fastest hands in the game.
Yes.
And one wrist injury takes you from the fastest to
mediocre,
third fastest or worse.
Yeah.
But even that little tick off, that's your superpower.
I see what you're saying.
If I'm the Rays, I go to him and I say, listen, especially when you're hitting and you haven't had a chance to get the oven mitt on.
Yeah.
Especially you're going into second. You got to slide feet first. No more. In fact, I would tell him no more hands first sliding. That's just not what you're going to do. I'd rather you just not slide at all and be out. I don't care. But you do not endanger those hands.
Yeah.
I'll
give you.
If I'm the organization, that's my play.
Of one of several handful of superstars that teams just basically shut down certain aspects of their game because of the potential. This one in particular did get hurt and then cost games. So then they said Ixnay on the stealing base all the time. That's one Mike Trout.
They said no more.
I mean, this guy was a 30-30 guy every year for a while. Then he was getting hurt. They're like, let's slow down on the stealing bases. Let's slow down
that's the right
on
thing
the
to
head
do.
first slide. If you are going to steal, feet first, I get you there. That's a conversation that probably does need to be had. I think if you
switch your tune
a little bit,
coming over to the JP side.
Well, only because
the dark side.
I was. Here's number one that needs to happen, and what happens to a ball player, because I even unfortunately experienced this too. You jack one and you're like, oh, that one, I got that one. Then you realize. So then what happens is that you overcompensate with your aggressiveness
to
in
get
the running.
Right.
Whether you're going to try to get the second or the ball's rolling around and go, I should have been a third to begin with if I came out of the box good.
Right.
So now I'm going to go head first at third, and you go aggressive, and that whole aggressiveness could jam your elbow, jam your wrist, jam a finger. So yeah, I get it. So that's number one. Clear that up. Hey, let's run. Run it out. You weren't 100% sure on that. Don't drop a Jazz Chisholm on me. You know how much I love the Jazz guys. So anywho, you just get smart there. Okay. 22-year-old. Let's go. This is part of learning, of your greatness.
Feet first.
This is our, no, run first. Feet
run
first. Yeah,
feet and then feet first.
Right. And then feet first. So feet first as far as like running. And then, maybe he's not the perfect, watching that play several times like I did, the perfect thing would have been a hook slide, which is you see the ball coming, right? And it's coming and you're reading it because you could see it as you're rounding halfway to second. And you're going, okay, the guy's going towards my right over here. I'm going to hook slide away from him. You know what I mean? You see a lot of different hook slides at home. Yeah. People hook slide.
That's an art.
Hook. That's the catch. It is an art. So a lot of guys don't know it. So they either head first or they feet first. That's all they know. In fact, interestingly, and then we'll move on, the inside the bag hook slide is really kind of almost made for the speedy guys that are already practicing on. For a bigger guy, the only hook slide is the away. Because if you slide with the normal slide is right foot in, left foot out. It's easier to hook slide that way. So you just hook slide and you go and you grab the bag with your left hand.
Right now.
That inside hook slide, a little complicated. I've seen guys actually get hurt. So that's a great point though, because listen, this team cannot afford four guys going down for long periods of time, right? Rasmussen, Shane McClanahan, I would say Yandy, and then Caminero. You could probably weather Aranda, so he's an RBI machine, but then Blade would play in. Yep. Those other four guys, we can't afford it because
just imagine
we don't have the depth.
If Junior injures first of all, the grounds crew might be in trouble.
It was kind of like
it's a little wet. When I'm there, it just looks
right.
Yeah,
it
should slide.
Yeah, it should slide.
And it's
they over watered it. Then obviously maybe I don't know.
It shouldn't dig in.
No,
even though it was kind of an awkward slide.
Not for a dome stadium.
But I guarantee if he did get hurt, then he would never slide head first again. So let's we got lucky.
Yeah.
So let's make the different play here, and let's talk to our youngster and say no more.
Yeah.
But, hey, we got some Espanol being spoke here on the Rick says buenas tardes mis amigos.
Que bueno,
JP
tipo.
top 5 out of 3 of Jason's favorite. We like that. And then Alejandro says Orestes mi hermano que tal el cambio por Aroldis Chapman el Michel Cupano.
Yeah.
So he said, "Hey, my brother, how about
a trade for Aroldis Chapman for the Red Sox? Aroldis Chapman's name being bandied about with the abysmal year that the Red Sox are having. They probably could get a lot for Chapman. They would if they decide to go that route. And I think there's a real good chance that he could go somewhere. Not the Yankees, because he left there pretty pissed off.
Yeah, that was I was going to say. And what about the Rays? I mean, he's hit half the franchise over the years, or tried to.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he? Hey, you push.
Is that a thing?
You push past that.
Like, is Yandy gonna? Well, I guess if you're Yandy, you're like, hey, I'd rather have him on my team than face him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Would he be a good mix here in the clubhouse?
I think, for all intended purposes, from people that know him, because I don't know him, he's a pretty calm guy. He's a pretty easygoing guy. He's not a really high level, wants to cause a problem guy. So why not? And it would be a 1-2 hammer if you brought him in with Baker setting him up, and every now and then resting him for certain saves. But the dude's only getting better. He's 38. He's incredible. He's such a.
I think he's bad. I think he controls it better.
I remember it was seeing him pitch for Team Cuba when he was in his early 20s, and I was covering the WBC and doing the game in Puerto Rico, and was on the field and got to meet him. And he was much thinner, right? He hadn't gotten into the weight training that he got to later, without, putting assumptions out there. I really think that he's one of those like Nebraska strong type of guys that he was already had the build. He had wide shoulders, and I'm like, holy cow. And then I watched this kid pitch in the WBC against like Dominican Republic. I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
He was a beast. And so he's weathered it. He's really worked. I have watched a lot of videos of how he masters his trade, how well he works on his lower half pushing. So he sits down really well if you watch him.
Yeah.
So he takes a lot of pressure.
Technically, he's so good.
Yeah. Technically, he's phenomenal. I don't know. Is that one inside your own division usually is a no-no to begin with, but when the Red Sox are doing so bad and the Rays have so much, so much talent in their minor league team.
Yeah,
They have so much to offer. The teams are like knocking, calling, emailing, texting, twittering. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm sure Eric Neander is getting bombarded already as we speak, as you go into what will be.
Everybody loves our
Theo
Gillen. Everybody wants
and
Theo
some
Gillen.
of the guys that are in the big league team already. If you could try to, chip away a Kevin Kelly, chip away, somebody, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. So I don't know if that one will happen, but I do think that Chapman will be going somewhere, but I don't know if it'll be to the Rays. Because, listen, here's the problem. You don't want to shore up the Red Sox with Forret and one of your young stud catchers and, and give them.
Not for a rental. He's a free agent. Yeah.
Ammunition for the next 4 years, and then you're seeing these guys come back and slap you in the face.
Yeah,
and you get a Christopher Sanchez scenario,
or Joe Ryan.
We had those guys and we let them slip through the cracks. So, not every trade has been perfect for the Rays as good as they have been.
Can't win them all
in trades, but that's an interesting one.
Rick brings up that Chapman once lived and shut up the house in Tampa. Actually, that was in Davie.
Yeah, that was in
Florida, but during spring training when he was with the Yankees. So
yes,
but so no outstanding gun charges here in Tampa.
No,
as far as we know,
he's never threatened a ball player. I think it was more outside the lines.
Yeah, I think we remember that. He did get suspended though.
Oh, sure he did.
No, but
that was not pretty.
He's I think he's free to join whatever team he wants to go to. Rick says, you're right, Alejandro pitching is key, although these hitters are minus Yandy are pretty streaky.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they've been that streaky. I think, really they've been fairly solid, nice little 250 hitters that are athletic, Williamson hasn't been streaky. Blade hasn't been streaky. You're seeing in the last 100 at bats, Mullins being a 245, 250 hitter.
Streaking in the right way.
Like, solid.
Aranda had a little downturn.
Aranda far from streaky. Yeah. He just had a little bit of a turn. You're going to see him go back up the middle.
Yeah.
And I think the turn happened when he hit about 3 home runs in a week. And he got a little homer happy.
Yeah.
And then you go back to drive it in a shitload of runs and hitting left center, right center. And that's what he does well. So don't even question Aranda being streaky. The streaky guys, Walls, okay. But no, I think for the greater, listen, I'm looking forward to Johnny DeLuca coming back to this lineup.
Big time.
That is a great athlete who is giving you that 260, 270. It's got a little bit of pop. And again, you just keep that aggressive style of play, and then you let the tremendous trio do their thing. And then just play good defense. My biggest contentious point would be any injury to the frontline starters, and then what the hell are we going to do with middle relief?
Yeah.
Middle relief is a real issue.
Well, Manny Rodriguez is getting better.
Hasn't pitched in 12 years. I'm exaggerating.
He
hasn't pitched in a while.
It's been a while. But
God
he's getting closer.
But
Boyle is close.
Boyle is around the corner. Yeah. I'm excited about that one.
I don't know. There's been no update on.
Snow update. And that one, I hope to God that the second half he's able to come back, because that's a hammer and a half.
So you got nothing on him.
You don't have nothing on him. So I could see, them going after a bat and some sort of, middle relief, a power reliever, and maybe a starter if they're available, that it doesn't cost too much, because good quality starters are expensive.
Yeah.
The bat you can find here and there, and the middle reliever not as expensive.
You know what's not expensive?
Yeah. Segue. Top 5, baby.
Nice.
Top 5.
New York strip at Texas Roadhouse, Wesley Chapel.
By the way, they're not top 5. They're number one when it comes to Texas Roadhouses in the area. There's 8 of them, but they're so good.
They're ranked number 1 in how they serve the food. Also in softball. They are the softball champion, the reigning softball champions.
Like hearing that.
Yeah,
they'll like hearing
Tyler
that.
Hamilton, led by Tyler Hamilton.
Yes, sir.
The big hitting Tyler Hamilton in the 4-hole.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, we're embellishing a little bit.
Prove me otherwise. You got stats to say otherwise? Come on.
True.
No, they do a great job over there. If you're ever up on in the Wesley Chapel area, Texas Roadhouse, Wesley Chapel is absolutely outstanding steak place.
Yeah.
It's pasta, the butcher. It's just a great bar area to watch.
That's the
World Cup
one.
if you want to do that.
Yeah, great bar area. I mean, big bar area. TVs all over. Sometimes there is a wait for this place because it's so damn good, but you can just walk up right to the bar and enjoy yourself a meal and also some drinks while you watch great sports. Comfort food at a comfortable price, and the service outstanding. The location just as good. Give TRCW a try. Tell them Big O and JP sent you.
Absolutely. And of course, the Murphy Auto Group, Genesis of Tampa, that GV70, the car everybody's talking about, the SUV, midsize SUV that everybody's talking about. You got to go check that out. Do a test drive. Tell them Big O and JP sent you. I bought one. I love it. It is absolutely fabulous. Could not be more happy with that thing. Got to get up and go. It's luxurious. It's so much for the money. You'll be shocked. And they also had in Haines City.
Yeah, Haines City, they got the Miracle Toyota. Yeah. I tool around in a big old 26 Tundra, which I love.
That thing's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's big and beastly, just like me. And
fits you well.
And great service over there. Ask for Fahad, who's my boy, the general manager. He'll treat you right there in Haines City. And also just the general overall theme of the Murphy Auto Group is just fantastic. And they're very big in the community, charity, and customer service.
Great folks over there. All right. Hey, Rick says, of course, Big O, we Cubans only get better with age. 50, 60, and beyond. My 87-year-old dad was representing yesterday at the game.
He was. Oh, he did say the other day that he was going to take his dad. Or I think it was, he was getting ready to take his dad.
For the day game,
For the day game. Yeah.
They go to bed early.
Rico, that's awesome, man. Rico Suave, as I call him. He's that's what a great experience, man. Baseball is beautiful when you can go with your dad or your kids. What great memories. And hopefully the Rays are on the precipice of establishing new great memories this year with this team. I think there's a possibility of a playoff run, and that could be great. And then establish even greater, memories in the coming years as we lead into
generations to come.
I think so.
If we can get this ballpark done.
No doubt.
Alejandro said, seriously, though, boys, we need to trade for starting pitcher, especially since Matz is in the bullpen again. Maybe not for long. So I'd like to trade for Freddie Peralta and Sandy Alcantara.
Freddie Peralta would be nice. I like Sandy. I would really like Sandy. I almost feel like Sandy pitched that great game the other day, like almost telling the Rays, hey,
come get you some of this.
Come get you some of this. I know where you guys are going. You're going deep in the playoffs. I'm not sure about, these fighting Marlins, which they are fighting. They're a tough little team, and they stick it to you, but also an aggressive running team and slapping the ball around. But I just don't see them going very far, if even making it in the wild card situation. So Sandy might be looking at, I need to showcase myself a little further, go into a World Series run and see what's up with that. He would be a great addition. Freddie Peralta, similar 1A, and I would say would be Peralta. 1B would be Sandy. I would give Peralta just a tick more credo, because Sandy is still, kind of trying to find his way after being injured for the last couple of years. He had a rough year last year, but dude, can he be good when he wants to be and when he's on point? So it just fits. Stay in the state of Florida, comfortable, the whole thing. There's a lot of goodness to that. And oh, by the way, Peter Bendix, formerly the assistant to Eric Neander.
That is true.
Who runs the Marlins now.
And he knows our system better than anybody.
Yeah. And they're buddies.
He knows what he wants.
They're not, you don't want to abuse the situation.
Hands off Theo Gillen, not happening.
But there's some guys out there. There's two kids. If you've been following the two kids, Bodine and what's the funky name other catcher that's down there, 19-year-old, and then Bodine is 20, maybe 21. Yeah. They're crushing it. You know what they're doing? They catch one catches for 3 games, while the other one DHs for 3 games. Then they flip. And when the one's not catching, that guy takes a ton of like bullpen sessions so they can stay on top of their defense. But they've got their 2 top catching prospects, both at Bowling Green at high A. So we'll see. Probably there's going to be a move at some point. But, that's one of those guys that I would think Peter Bendix will be eyeing and looking at and going, even though they got the kid Mac who can really throw but doesn't hit. There's several players that the Marlins could be looking at to give up a Sandy Alcantara. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Good call on that one.
And Neander said the other day he's looking for a bat, a starter, and a reliever.
And a reliever. That's your Christmas wish list right there.
Yeah.
If you can fill all 3, I'm very happy. Now, if Uceda's coming back and you're really happy that he's there, that's your hammer reliever. You know what I mean? Joe Boyle kind of fits the bill for me too on that one. Don't really have a bat anywhere. DeLuca, okay. Fraley's going to come back, but they're just kind of in that same serviceable. If you're talking about a big boy bat, it would be somebody that's going to be playing left field or right field.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when's the last time you heard Neander say, we want 3?
Yeah.
I need 3 big things at the deadline. I mean, I think this new ownership group is very much like
the bat is interesting because I'm going to tell you right now, where are you going to get a bat and where are you going to stick him? You're not looking for a DH bat.
No. It's got to be a left fielder or a right fielder.
So which tells me that maybe one of those guys would be involved in the trade. Like you'd be willing to trade
Chandler Simpson.
I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of teams that are rumoring liking Chandler Simpson and taking him and just sticking him at the leadoff bat.
Yeah, like we refuse to do.
Yeah, and so Chandler Simpson has been rumored out there, and then if you fill that void with a power hitting thumper left fielder, you go to right, you kind of have that tandem already going on.
I would not get rid of Chandler. He's such a. By the way, who was on first base distracting the pitcher when Mullins got that meatball?
Yeah, he came in the pinch run, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
he was already
Chandler Simpson, and
the pitcher was already
looking over there.
Yeah,
and distracted. Oh, so you want to give the credit to Chandler Simpson,
of course,
not to my guy Cedric Mullins.
That was a meatball. Anybody could hit that. I could have hit that one out.
Go outside, come back in, start all over. Okay,
Cedric, I'm just dogging you so that you'll continue to play great. That's what happens here. This is how I work. Once I start dogging you,
let's be candid. He's go back to slapping that ball down on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, you
not chasing high fastballs and hitting pop-ups.
Yeah, and then also, the shortstops and the second basemen are all playing in now.
Yeah,
and not just the corners.
No.
So those
they got him on a bunt the other day.
I know.
So it wasn't a great bunt, but before if it was just a mediocre bunt, he was beating it out. So,
but again, why are we batting him 3rd? Why are we batting him 5th? 9 or 1? That's it.
9 or 1.
Let's at least try
honestly,
that.
I would just stick him in the 9 hole. Let just wrap
wrap it around.
Wrap it around.
Alejandro says Mickey Moniak. What's a Mickey Moniak signing? We'll see who becomes available. Bottom line is this: the Rays are going to be a buyer at the deadline. That's absolutely assured.
Yep. You
have a new ownership group that's letting Eric Neander talk about adding a starter, a reliever, and a bat. Yeah. Never seen that before.
Yeah.
Which I would probably mean that they'll add some payroll, which would be nice. And now you got I mean, that's something we've never added here before. We've added an Ellie Cruz, maybe a mid-level reliever, maybe a starter, but not all three.
No.
I mean, we've never done anything like that.
I don't even think they've ever
And two.
Not just that, but I don't think they've ever come out in mid-June
and said that. I would agree.
It's just not. They've come out and said, yeah, we're going to be looking. We're buyers. We're looking to be aggressive and try to fill some voids. But no, they're just coming out and saying, hey, we'd like to do this, and this. And I will tell you, a lot of that is because they know that they are holding a lot of chips.
Yeah.
They're holding some really
Neander went out and got rid of
chips
Bilal,
on purpose.
Right.
Got rid of Shane Baz
to stack the system.
A bunch came in, stacked the system. So now you may not be playing with money, but you're playing with chips that you can trade.
Everybody's coming to you
and coming to you.
Rick says the last time Neander asked for three things, it was toppings on his ice cream sundae when Stu was buying.
Oh,
and he only got sprinkles.
Oh, no, he didn't get
sprinkles. Are for winners.
Sprinkles are for winners. That is a T-shirt.
Yeah, sprinkles are for winners, and also a Progressive commercial. Alejandro says Joe Adele, you love Jorge Solar.
That's one of the places that Chandler is rumored to.
Luis Ariz and Byron
the
Buxton.
Angels for a Joe Adele.
Dude, I'll take any of those guys.
Yeah,
I mean, Ariz is. I need more power. We don't need another slap.
I don't listen. I'm not
going to say no.
You know who has surprised me to the ends of the earth this year? Overall, has been Richie Palacios. I was not expecting him to be.
Good player.
As good a player as he is. I knew he's a little speedy, that he could play a little, outfield. That's not his strength. When I was talking about the Ben Zobrist thing, he's different than Ben Zobrist because Ben was an incredible outfielder, an incredible infielder, could play short and second as good as anybody, and could play left and right as good as anybody. So that's more than Ryan Vilade, what we're saying. Richie Palacios is a really good infielder, average outfielder, but man, he's thumping here and there, and he's clutch hits. And I mean, if you can get Luis Ariz, I hear you. But here's the problem that I have with Luis. He's not the athletic player that this team formulates itself around.
He doesn't fit them.
He doesn't fit.
Versatile, athletic.
No, he's not versatile. He doesn't run.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him run? He runs like a little duck, and he just kind of like around the bases. But can he hit a baseball and put it exactly where he wants it?
Damn right.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Now, Joe Adele, I'd almost be willing to part with Chandler Simpson for Joe Adele. And just go, okay, we've got enough other speedsters. We need one more thumper in there that
changes the whole lineup.
Protect that tremendous trio.
That changes the whole lineup.
I think it does.
Yeah,
I think because it hasn't.
We've been saying that since the offseason.
It's not It's not Cedric Mullins. It's not Fraley. It's not even Joe DeLuca. It's not Johnny DeLuca. Excuse me. It's not. Joe Adele.
That's a different cat.
That's a different cat.
Mm-hmm.
That's a guy that in the playoffs could pop 10 home runs.
100%.
And do some crazy stuff like a Rosarena. He's in that level.
All right, before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Did you have a little take on last night's?
Bro, I have
my man knows his basketball.
No, I don't understand. I do understand it. Having been a ball player and been in situations where I've been behind, kind of like that 9-1 Giants losing to the Washington Nationals, and coming back because you're getting meatballs. They're like, well, we're just going to throw it down the middle, or being on the other side.
We're going to keep chucking up threes.
Yeah,
and we don't have to.
And then here comes a hit. Here comes an error. Here comes a 3-run homer. Now it's 9-4, and you're like, okay, we still got 3 more innings, and then blah blah blah, or 2 more innings. This was the epitome of protect ball.
Yeah.
In the second half. And we just, especially in the fourth quarter, where at a point in the fourth quarter you're up by 20 points, and oh, by the way, you have free throws because they've hit the limit.
They're in the bonus.
Just attack. And
instead they're jacking up threes with 15 seconds left on.
They are an attack team to begin with. That's one of the reasons I follow them all season long. I've enjoyed watching them all season long. And one of the things is Harper attacking,
Yeah.
everybody attacking,
Castle,
even Wemby, Castle attacking,
Yeah.
obviously Fox. Oh my gosh, how did you get away from that and play softball? By that I don't mean
dumb basketball. But let's give the Knicks credit. They made the plays.
Yeah, but if you're attacking and you're down 20, and even when they were, it was like 14, and you've got a foul shot, even if you're just making 1 out of 2, they're making threes. There's no way that they would ever catch up on you. So just an abysmal coaching, and that's one thing that we'll see if they can rebound from it, because I will say they have been really good all season long rebounding, and they did it against OKC.
Oh, it's going 6, and they're going to win that thing in the Garden.
First of all, for just the United States of America and maybe the globe, a Game 6 back at Madison Square Garden is the coolest thing.
There were $1 million courtside seats. What are they going to go for at a Game 6?
Game 6, which would mean either a chip in the Madison Square Garden for the city of New York fans, or a loss means there's a Game 7.
Game 7.
Which is dramatic, right? And the fans for New York will still eagerly chomp on that and take their
no
Game
way
7.
The Knicks lose a Game 6 to win a championship.
So Game 5 is I don't know if there was ever going to be a fixed game, it would be that one, because that gives the league a Madison Square. I will say one more thing about New York, and as a kid, I came from Cuba. We stopped in New York, escaping basically, and my dad, petitioning at the embassy in Mexico when we got to Mexico, and then we had family in New York. We had to wait almost 2 months to get our right papers. We get, right.
Yeah, that legal immigration's a bitch.
well,
it's a lot easier.
We did it the way that they told us to do it. And we got to New York, landed in New York for just a short period of time. My dad was not a big fan of New York City. It was just too big coming from small town Santiago. Landed where most of the Cubans went at the time, was Miami, but kept aunts, uncles, many cousins in New York for my growing years. And from 6-7 years old till I signed to play, professionally. So every summer I would go to New York and catch Yankees and Mets games. Right. My grandmother was a Met fan. She would take me to Met games. My grandfather was a Yankee fan. He would take me to Yankee fans. But also I would go play basketball all around
Rucker Park,
all over, bro. And as I grew, and I would go when I was 13, 14, 15, I was already becoming a formidable basketball player. I will tell you, you tell me you've been around this great nation.
I played a lot of pickup ball in a lot of different places. Played in New York.
No,
but
Park. Just in general, that the city of New York is the biggest in the United States, at least, the biggest fan of basketball of any city in the United States.
Oh, God, yeah. There's basketball and the Garden are synonymous. There have been unbelievable events at the Garden, but if you say what is the Garden, it's Knicks basketball.
It's Knicks
100%.
basketball. And Knicks,
100%.
Obviously,
Rangers hockey is big, but it's not Knicks basketball.
Giants, big.
Yeah.
Yankees, obviously huge. But basketball, because of the nature that
so you think Knicks basketball at the Garden bigger than baseball at Yankee Stadium? That's interesting.
I think Knicks basketball is a close call because of the love of basketball that the local person has.
I would,
You know what I mean?
The Yankees have so many more championships.
The Yankees have so many championships. The Yankees have so many more fans, probably, per capita. But I'm talking about the love of basketball because so many basketball players in the cities of New York and the boroughs of New York.
And talk about a tough ticket, bro. Holy shit.
So not
even you could get a ticket there.
No, I tried. I called my close contact at the MLBPA at the
Did you see the guest list last night?
I was reading.
Oh my God. I was reading it last night.
Yeah.
It was like, woo.
Who was it that ended up hugging
Oganobi?
No. Celebrities. It was Taylor Swift and one of the Kardashians.
Was it Kardashian?
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
It was,
it was everybody.
Yeah, no, but they were hugging and they were saying that was the biggest surprise because they've been, the families have been clashing, but everybody was there. I just think that it would be super for for the world of sports to have a game 6 back at the MSG.
Yeah. All right.
Whoever may win.
We will we'll have a great weekend of baseball as the Rays go to Anaheim, take on the Angels.
Hey, Joe Adell.
Joe Adell. Bring him home.
No, not yet.
Back him in the luggage.
Not yet.
Let's go. Chandler, Joe Chandler.
Yeah, bye-bye. See you.
I guess it's a maybe.
Yeah.
I love my Chandler.
Oh, me too.
All right, so big weekend.
What you got going on this weekend? I mean, you got anything in particular?
Plans have recently changed.
Oh my God.
Plans have recently changed as I look at my phone. So
okay.
Looks like I'm doing a lightning gig tomorrow, but with the Tampa Warriors, which is a really cool.
What is that now?
The Tampa Warriors. It's the Lightning alumni.
Nice.
So they got an event tomorrow.
Charity thing.
And then I'll play a little golf at Palma Sea on Sunday.
I'll come see
with
you
the boys.
I'll
it's been a while since I got to do that.
If you're going to be a little, lonely and by yourself, I'll come see you.
Hey, come on over.
Come over.
Have a brewski and some coconut shrimp at the Salt Shack.
I'll rub your back a little bit.
That's all right.
I'll rub your head a little bit.
You can walk the dogs.
You're top 5.
Help me walk the dogs.
You're top 5. In my book, you're always top 5.
Thanks, Jason Light. Top 5, baby. Top 5 out of 3.
You know what you got to do this weekend?
That's right.
Stay tranquil, drop.
Yeah, everybody have a great weekend. Go Rays.